So that being said, who's your top 5 rappers?
My top 5, like, of all time?
All time.
Yeah. So my top 5 rappers, I'm gonna have to put GZA up there. You know, to me personally, and you know, Liquid Swords is like my favorite album of all time, and he's the one that really showed me that you could really teach in the music. You could put the science in there. You could do all that stuff, and he's done some amazing work, man. And just his aura, his sound, his cadence was something I love so much. Nas, of course, I have to put him in there because the longevity that he's had from when he started doing it to being relevant today, getting Grammy Awards and making records. Nas, storytelling MC, probably the best, him and Big. Big L, he's one of them, but I feel like his lifespan was cut too short. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Eminem has got to be up there. Obviously, the influence that he's had on my city, Detroit, and then the influence he's had on the demographic shift that's occurred in hip hop, undeniable. His wordplay is second to none. Who else?
Yeah, you got one more.
I got one more. What I say? I said Pac, Big L, GZA, M.
I think you said GZA, Nas.
I said a whole bunch of people.
You said Pac.
You didn't say Pac.
Pac. I'll say Pac in there too. Yeah, Tupac. I feel like Tupac was the most passionate rapper that ever did it. And when you hear his voice, it just gave you the energy you needed to get you through your day. So I mean,
you were this close from Josh flipping the table. He's very passionate about Pac.
Yeah, no, Tupac is the alias. And you know, like when people say organize them in a sequence, it's like I can't really do that because all these people belong in that space, and it might be a day where I'm listening to Tupac and I'm like, nah, this is the GOAT, undeniable, nothing touches this, and then I'll say that about the other guys I mentioned as well. So
I just think he's like Michael Jordan, where it's like you can make a list, but it's just under them. Like it's Michael, and it's Tupac, and then it's like, for pop, it's like it's Michael Jackson, and like they're obviously number one. Then you just make a list.
Tupac. He always gonna make my top 5.
You know what I mean?
But
isn't it crazy that we say that about Pac and Big, but these are people we're talking about that passed so many years ago.
Right.
Do you think they're passing so young and not having, because they didn't have those down years that other artists have?
Yeah, I mean, that definitely has a lot, because when you look at the albums, right, you got Pac's classic albums that came out and then he passed. Like, you got Ready to Die, Life After Death, and then that Life After Death actually came out after. So it was like Biggie, Tupac, they were at their prime, when that happened to them.
Right.
So I think that definitely plays a big part in how we remember them, and they didn't get a chance to lull in their action, so to speak. So I think that definitely plays a part in it. But if you were to take the primes, I don't really calculate it like that. I like to take the primes of each MC. So if you were to take the prime of Pac, the prime years of Biggie, the prime years of M, the prime years of Nas, that's how I'd like to look at it. I don't like to look at it like, but then maybe they didn't make music as good as what they did in their prime. Let's compare everybody in their primes, because that's what they do with the boxing, right? You're not going to say old Muhammad Ali fighting a prime Mike Tyson. You're going to say who would win between a prime Ali and a prime Tyson. Right. So I think we got to put the best of each against the best of each.
Have you met Eminem or worked with him? Because you work with all his people. You work with D12 a lot and
Royce 5'9".
Yeah, directly no, but it's always through the intermediates. It's always through Royce or through his brother Nate or like D12, and then they're always throwing my tracks to him, and then they come back. I've opened up for D12 and M, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just I think that if that day were to come, I think it would be very very crucial for hip hop in Detroit, man. Because
did you ever meet Proof?
Oh yeah, Proof was like a mentor to me. Yeah, Proof was everywhere when I was coming up. I would see him popping up. He actually, I was doing a show at a spot called Twisters, and Proof would come and watch me perform over there. And he'd like give me a pat on the back and be like, Laz, keep killing it, keep doing your thing. So yeah, Proof was like a mentor, man. All the guys from D12 have been mentors to me. Shout out to Swifty, shout out to Conniva. I was featured on the Devil's Night mixtape, which is a mixtape they dropped on Shady Records. I was on a track called Raw As It Gets with Bazaar, Swifty, and Conniva. M was on the intro to that project. What else? I was on Bazaar's album, Leatherface. I did a track with Hobson. We had a track where M was actually supposed to be on that track. It was me, King Gordy, Bazaar, Hobson, and it was supposed to be with M on that track too. That would have been crazy.
Is bizarre as he looks, or behind the scenes he's more, you know?
Well, behind the scenes he's my patient, so so I give medical advice. A lot of
confidential.
I can't talk about it, but I can't talk about it. But a lot of the elite MCs, a lot of the big rappers and stuff, I'm like their go-to doctor, like unofficially, like
That's
call
dope.
me for medical advice. We're talking anywhere from Chuck D to, you know, members from the Wu or whoever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that just call me and ask me for medical advice. LL Cool J, Fat Joe, a lot of guys. So it's just like I'll play the doctor role, and then we'll talk hip hop.